Dear champions, welcome to this amazing meeting. First and foremost, I want to thank the organizers for always putting up this amazing meeting. I'm called Supercharger. I'm from Uganda. I'm a person openly living with HIV since 1994, when I got to know that I had the virus in 1994. And I've been on medication for more than 30 years, 3 decades, taking antiretroviral therapy. So when I stand and talk about cure with so much energy, you know the reasons why. Because I have a personal background. As we stand now, we know very well that this virus has killed 40 million people ever since it was discovered. So when somebody really asks you why should you really want an HIV cure, that should be reason number one. Those folks shouldn't have died. They are told we are being told that 78 million people have been infected, but 40 million have died, and 38 are living with the virus today. So we have a big background to advocate for an HIV cure. In my country, right now, there is an argument that why should you waste time even advocating for this intervention? Because we started our advocacy calling our governments to engage in ongoing global research to find an HIV cure. And one of the reasons they are giving, why should you even waste your time? You have antiretroviral therapy, which has helped you to live for 3 decades. So as Supercharger, I had to have reasons to explain to them that, well, okay, we have ARVs that has kept us going for the last 3 decades. But remember, everywhere I go, I have to move with my bag. I need freedom. I don't want to move with this bag everywhere I go. I need my freedom back. A plane can even leave me when I realize that I've left this bag behind. I need to move with it because it contains those important medications which I have to take every day. So that's reason number one. As people living with HIV, we need that freedom. Options. People have taken almost everything and people are beginning to resist and fail interventions. Right now in my country, Uganda, we have folks who have failed first line, second line, they have even failed third line, and they have no any option to take them through. So we have close to 2,000 people. They're even failing the integrase inhibitors, the new medication that have just been brought. They're not working for them. Now, what do we do with them? So a cure is the only solution to these folks. And majority of them are young persons. I've taken medication for so many years, and sometimes I sit down and wonder, okay, medications have been so good to me, Supercharger. And all folks taking medications, they have taken me for 30 years, fine. But I still want to be here. I still want another 50 years of super life. But will my liver and kidney and all those internal organs handle these toxic medications another 3 decades? So I need a break. If I'm to be here another 3 decades, I need a break in these daily antiretroviral medications. I need a functional cure so that I can rest my organs for at least a year without taking these toxic components every day. So any form of cure, any form of intervention that can rest me from these daily medications, I welcome it with so much pride. My country, Uganda, receives $377 million from United States of America every year to buy medications. You know very well that I come from one of the poorest countries in the world. We can't afford to treat ourselves. We can't afford even to buy medications for our people. we have 1.38 million people living with HIV population. 1.3. A population of 44 million people has 1.3 million people on antiretroviral therapy. And yet America, a population with 350 million plus, they have only 1 million. So you see how bad we are doing. But we don't have funds to put them on the medication. So we've been saved by United States of America through PEPFAR. They are the ones who are giving us $378 million every year to buy medication. The biggest concern and the reason why we start an HIV cure, when we see developments like Congress is shutting down government, Congress is doing this, Congress is trying to look for 4 billion shillings to give to Ukraine, to Israel, to do this, to fight COVID. We are like, what if anything happens and they say, how about we divide these funds from treating HIV and then to go to other? So, because it is their money, they are just helping us, isn't it? They have a right to say, next year we are not funding you. But if that happens, we shall all be dead. And that's why we go to an HIV cure. Because with an HIV cure, we don't have to take medications every day. With an HIV cure, we shall not have to visit hospitals every day. Adherence to these medications is the biggest challenge. My country is one of the 3 poorest countries in the whole world when it comes to adherence. Out of the 1.38 million people living with HIV on antiretroviral therapy, 200,000 are not virally suppressed. And 95% of those who are not virally suppressed are younger people below the age of 18 years. Younger persons. Why are they not virally suppressed? Because it's hard for them to take these medications every day. It's really hard for these young kids who are meant to take these medications from age 5. And that's why we pray. And that's why we stand for an HIV cure, to save these poor souls. As people living with HIV, you know very well, we have been going through a lot of hell. We are being stigmatized everywhere we go. The reason why we are being stigmatized is because there is no cure of HIV. I give like 3 quick examples. I have a group called Stigmaless Band. It's a group of young people born and living with HIV in Uganda. They sing and dance to energize fellow young people to take their medications. They joined this band when they're young, like 12, 14. Now there's this particular girl called Vanessa. When she came 19, she wanted to start working to earn a living. And then somebody helped us and found a job for her in a very beautiful restaurant in my country. She was given a job. Then after like 3 days of working, we had a gig. We were invited to perform somewhere at a function. And here is Supercharger with the young teenagers dancing. We are positive and we are positive livers. Whoa. And we don't stigmatize. And then the owner of the restaurant saw her on TV. And when Vanessa went to the work the next day, she was told she can't work in the restaurant. It's gonna cause problems to the business. People will stop coming to the restaurant because they will know the waitress are people living with HIV. But why are they doing that? Because they know this person. There's no cure for HIV. Several countries deny us visas to visit their countries for interaction, for business, for promotion. Thanks to countries like United States of America, where we come freely. But you'll never hear Supercharger in an Arabian country doing this kind of advocacy, empowering and sensitizing people in Arab countries. Why? Because I'm not allowed to go there. Because for you to get a visa to those countries, first and foremost, you must be tested for HIV. And once you are HIV positive, you are denied visa right away. But we need to stop and think, why are they doing that? They are doing that because they are ignorant. They know that actually when we go to their countries, we shall infect their citizens. They know that when we go to their countries, we shall become problematic, like become a burden to their nations. Demand for ARVs, demand for become a burden to their care system. And knowing that actually treatment is a power. That when I'm virally suppressed, I cannot pass the virus to their people. That when I'm virally suppressed, I can even be more productive than those negative folks of theirs, isn't it? So they lack that knowledge. That's why they're doing that. 25 years ago, I was denied to marry a person I wanted to love just because I was HIV positive. The parents couldn't stand it. I used to be one of the best radio DJs in my country. I used to be one of the best musicians in my country. By the time I came out openly on TV trying to help others take their medications correctly, I lost business. And everybody was saying, you'll never see Supercharger come to a wedding to sing. It doesn't make sense. Nobody will invite you there. So if it comes to singing, I will only sing to, if it is an HIV conference, an HIV meeting. But finding these days Supercharger on a wedding, on a party, on what? No, I lost business. So because of stigma, we stand and say we want an HIV cure because these people are doing all these funny negative things to us because they know we have no cure of HIV. If you get a cure, that will be a different story. But also there's something confusing me. The last 10 years, we have seen several proofs of concept. We call them concept. Proof of concepts in the area of HIV cure. And this makes me feel proud and energetic. Unlike in other areas like vaccines and what. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't advocate for vaccines. But I'm saying the energy and the funding that is being channeled into the vaccine and all other prevention and treatment areas should be the same energy and funding towards this HIV cure research because it shall show proofs of concept. It can help us really live a better life if we put in more energy, more funding, and more advocacy. Thank you so much, the organizers. I won't take so much time. Thank you so much. And if there are a few questions, I'll take them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Moses. You know, behind all that, what you're saying is very empowering and very enlightening and very disturbing at the same time. Behind all that, we've talked about this before, Uganda is the country in Africa that is the worst for gay people. And a lot of people who are gay are also HIV positive. Do you have any thoughts on that? And what's really horrible is, you know, we hear about imprisonment, we hear about persecution, we hear about all these things, and then the government here starts to threaten to cut off PEPFAR, and that's very frightening to all of us, and we know that they wouldn't just single you out, but is that a concern, and what can be done? I mean, this is probably a whole other discussion, but do you have any comments on that?
It's really, thank you so much for bringing up this important topic. It's a big concern. You know very well that there is a draconian law that was passed in my country. And right now there's another African country which passed the same law. Ghana. Thank you so much. And it's really terrible. It's really terrible. These are innocent folks, human beings, who have rights to express themselves, to do what they want. And my country is really persecuting them. But the big challenge is that you can't make that a reason to cut funding for treatment for the rest of the 1.4 million people, because they're innocent, isn't it? So the solution is for my country to do the right thing. The solution is not to cut funding, support for people living with HIV, but the solution is for my government to remove those draconian laws, and then we continue getting funding. So that's why we are standing and calling up our government and the government of Ghana to reconsider and remove these draconian laws. Every human being in his country has a right to live the way he wants, provided it does not affect Jeff. You have a right to express yourself the way you want as an adult. You have no business in what I do in my home as a government. Your job is to construct good roads for me. You're not even doing the good job, your roads for ourselves, and then you are interfering in our private lives. So the answer is that our governments should reconsider. And our advocacy is calling up our government, the government of Uganda and Ghana, to reconsider this law. I don't care what will happen to me when I go back, but I've said it. The government of Uganda, please reconsider this law. Reconsider this law and do the right thing. Thank you so much.